How did we get this far? Human beings have an immeasurable desire to discover, to invent. Our future depends on us furthering these ideals. And not the fucking ideals or whatever bullshit crap that was in the 2015 Fant4stic movie directed by the ever not so talented Trank. Sheesh, man. If you're listening, welcome back to welcome to Movies I'd Love to Fix. Today we will be looking back at 2015's Fantasticfour remake directed by Trank called Fant4stic. It was supposed to be, I guess it was supposed to say Fantasticfour, but it read Fant4stic, so I'm calling it Fant4stic. Anyway, as always not as always, I've only done this once, this is the second time. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to list problems, and then I'm going to write what I would do. Not write what I would do, I'm going to say what I would do. If I wrote what I would do, it would be for me, but you wouldn't know what's going on. But anyway, let's dive into it. Right here, right now, on Movies I Would Love to Fix. Okay, problem number one. Then the biggest problem, the director. That's all I got to say, man. Change that and the whole movie's fixed. There you go. There's your video. Don't forget to like, share, and Okay. I'll talk about the movie, fuck's sakes. You really think I'd shortchange it like that? Nah. Hell nah. I'm gonna drag this out for at least half an hour. At least I think it is. Okay, problems. Problem number one. This movie, there are long stretches of time where nothing happened. By that I mean, this movie takes too long to put the main characters in the same freaking room. It takes an hour for the Fantastic Four to even fucking know of each other's existence. Jesus, man. You don't watch a team-up movie. I mean, this is a team-up movie, right? Shouldn't the team-up be the point? I don't need a fucking origin story on how Ben and Reed became friends. Just show them as friends. You know, just... Oh, fuck, dude. Also, oh yeah. There's so much unnecessary backstory in this. I mean, I don't need to know what Johnny Storm got up to that got him in this mess. I just need to know he's in this fucking mess. I mean, we don't even know what Sue was doing. She's just already there. Why can't everyone else just be already there? Just saying. Problem number two. Dude, okay, why is Dr. Victor Von Doom some random, like, incel guy living indoors wearing, like, Apple-looking glasses that control everything? He's, like, playing a video game and, you know, doing some shit on his computer while, like, his hair is all manky and shit, sitting in some dark room. He's basically every gamer stereotype ever. Jesus, the only thing that's missing is his mom yelling at him, like, what do you want for lunch, honey? Like, just, and it'll complete it, man. Congratulations, you have reached gamer stereotype bingo. Here's your prize, shitty movie. Oh, whatever, dude. But, why is, okay, I'm not getting into solutions yet, that's the problems. Number three, the villain. Doom as the villain. I get it. He's the main nemesis of the Fantastic Four. God damn, dude. Like, how they executed Doom's turn as the villain is just... Oh, God, that was awful. He looks awful. His powers are fucking unknown, to say the least. I mean, what is his... Like, what... Why... Also, why is he killing people now? Like... Did you explain that? I mean, if you really hate this world so much and you want to go back to your own, then why did you? Well, what's the? I'll delve into that later. But like, why did he come back then, man? If he really hates Earth so much and this is his place so much, why didn't he stay there? Why did he fucking come back? It's like, why did he walk up to Earth and I was like, oh please, help! Like just, I mean, he didn't say that, but he came over like that. I mean, goddamn, dude, like. The film's motivations don't make sense. I mean, this Oh yeah, and the company they work for is generic as fuck too, because they want to travel to this planet. Like, man, think of the untapped resources we can get to over there. Think of what we can, think of what we can do. You know, think of how much money we can make off of this. Essentially, that's what it is. They don't say all that, but that's the vibe they're getting here. They're not doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. This is a sentence that perfectly describes their whole being. It's that, you know, Franklin Richards, I think his name is Franklin, I don't know, the Richards, no, not Richards, but this Storm, yeah, the dad, Sue and Johnny Storm's dad, they're talking to the guy, and it's like, we've given you millions of dollars and blah, 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 and you have given us nothing. It's like, that's what you focus on? The fact that you've given this guy millions and you've gotten nothing in return? Like, what did you want? This ain't an investment. It's a fucking experiment, dude. Shit takes time and costs money. And you don't get money back from the thing. I don't know, just, you know, you get results. Whether you like them or not is irrelevant. You're getting results. Shut the fuck up. You know, pay me. Just put up the fucking money and shut your mouth. Just like a good studio. Put up the money and shut up. Though I'm starting to feel like this wasn't the evil corporation talking on its own. I think it's like this evil corporation is supposed to represent the studio. It's like, yo, Josh Trank, we've given you X amount of time and money, and you've given us nothing, man. What the fuck is going on? Just, shit. Also, another problem is with Ben Grimm, dude. Like, when he becomes the thing. Before that, like, dude, Ben Grimm, okay, the line, it's clobbering time, does not need a fucking tragic backstory. That is a problem right there. We don't need to know that's what the dude's brother would say right before you wax him, like, it's clobbering time, bam! Like, what the, if that's what that is, then why on earth, why would you take that as your line? Like, just like, you need therapy, bro, more than anything, like, Jesus Christ. He's owning, like, before his brother would hit him, he used to say it's clobbering time. Now he's saying it's clobbering time. It's suddenly a lot less, I don't know, cool when he says it. It's just, like, kind of sad. Like, bro, are you okay? Like, you alright, man? You need to see somebody about that shit, man. Shit. Another problem. They tried to make this more, grounded, essentially, you know, rather than giving the Fantastic Four their usual blue uniforms with big 4 on them, they decided, let's give them this black and gray shit, whatever the fuck they're wearing, you know, whatever the fuck that stuff is, let's just put them in that, you know, let's have them wear this shit, you know, because X-Men and updating the costumes and no, motherfucker, that's not what that is. You're like, you saw X-Men and you completely missed the point, dude. Those costumes were fucking outlandish, okay? They were bright yellow and like blue and green spandex that would look ridiculous in this day and age. The Fantastic Four walking around with big 4 on their chest in blue suits doesn't actually look that ridiculous. You can tell because there was a movie beforehand that did it and it looked pretty damn good. You know what it was called? Fantastic Four. Sheesh, man. The rare cases where the original is better than the fucking remake. No, it's not rare. It's the majority of fucking cases where the original is better than the damn remake. Fucking Roger Corman's Fantastic Four is probably... Whoops, that's still pretty shit, but it's still pretty shit, but at least it got the fucking costumes. Damn. And another problem, Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm, that design is just so they over-egged the pudding on that one. I mean, look at Ben Grimm in the first movie. I mean, he was smooth. He was like smooth rock. He looked like Ben Grimm from the comics. In this one, Ben is this towering, like, rocky, like, I don't know, he has craters in his shoulders, he's like, just ish. I don't know, man. It's like an image when you turn up the sharpness, like, really, really fucking high. Yeah, this is just, it's so weird, dude. He's like Korg, but rougher around the edges. You know, like, and he doesn't wear pants, which is a mistake. That's a big mistake, not giving the thing pants. Because if he just walk around there, buck-ass nude, it just raises a really uncomfortable question that everyone asks when they see him walk up for the first time with no pants. And you would never think to ask this question if he had pants. But since he doesn't have them here, you ask it. And its question is, where's his dick? Like, I don't want to see a rock dick swinging around when he moves around, but damn, man, you didn't give the character pants, so you left me no question but to ask, where's his dick, and why is he not wearing pants? You know, just, like, how does he pee? How does any of this happen? I don't ask these questions in the original movie because he's wearing pants. I don't feel the need to ask these questions, okay? I don't want to ask these questions. I'm too busy enjoying the film. Like, I'm too busy gushing about how comic accurate the character looks, not how weird he looks. Jesus, man. Character design are the thing. That's the problem, bottom line. And on to another problem. The characters aren't a family. Fantastic Four is Marvel's, like, they're the first ever superhero family, man. They're a family. You never get the sense that they're a fucking family in this movie. They're just co-workers. They're like the Avengers. They're, at best, workplace friends, you know? And this is weird, because in the time span of this movie, they've known each other for months. Months, these people have known each other. They've been working on this fucking machine, and they're just cool with each other. This, you know, we don't see them bond. We don't see them hang out or anything. The closest we get is like a fist bump between Johnny and Reed, and an awkward fist bump where Johnny goes for the fist bump, but Reed just like high fives. I was like, okay. You think after months and months of working together, you'd have gotten that down. Just, jeez, man. That's another problem. The Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, doesn't feel like a family. They scarcely feel like a team. They don't even become the Fantastic Four till the end of the movie. And we don't really see the characters... Okay, that's another problem. We don't see the characters playing to their strengths. You know, just... For fuck's sake, Reed is the smart guy. We see him, like, tapping a computer and whatnot, but fucking Sue does that. So... this isn't Reed being smart. Sue does the same shit that he does, but Victor does that shit too. And when he gets a look at Reed's designs, so this isn't a case of like, okay, Reed is doing something that only he can do. No, we don't get that. And Sue, Sue, in the most we get in terms of character development for Sue Storm is that like she listens to music when she works. I mean, fucking I do that. That's not really like a big thing, dude. That's just a thing. It's like, okay, little quirk you got there. It's about as effective as the nicotine gum from that guy from The Predator. You remember Sterling K. Brown's character? I think it was nicotine gum. No, it was just gum. You know what his character did? Do you remember anything about his character aside from the fact that he rigorously chewed gum throughout the movie? No? There you go. And this is the problem with Sue Storm here. Do you remember anything about her character besides who was playing and the fact that she would listen to music whenever she worked? No. Just bottom line, the point is make these characters feel like characters. You know, fucking Johnny Storm is just, I don't know. He's Michael B. Jordan. It's like, he doesn't even start acting like what you'd expect from Johnny Storm until the end. You know, in the comics, there's a bit of a little bitty rivalry between Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm, where like Johnny teases Ben and like Ben loses his shit over it. No, it's like, it's kind of like a younger and an older brother. You know, they pick on each other and they fight every now and then, but there's still that love. That's not there here. They hastily try to add that at the end, but it's like, the fuck, where's this coming from? This ain't brotherly love. This is just you being a dick for no reason. Like, just, dude, like, these characters don't feel like characters. They're just, bam, they're there. This is Reed, this is Sue, this is thing. That name brand alone should say, okay, he's smart. She's, like, quick-witted. You know, she's sharp with everything. every other way that he isn't. Johnny's cocky. Ben is the strong guy. Another thing, we don't really see Ben Grimm being the strong guy. We see Ben Grimm before his transformation just being a guy. You know, like in the trailer, there's this line about when Ben tells Reed, any of these eggheads give you trouble, let me know. And he's like, and then Reed goes, oh, I know who to call, the muscle. Like Ben Grimm is like his friend, and he'll like watch his back or whatever. But the thing is, Miles Teller is taller than Jamie Bell, I think his name is. He's taller than him. He's also bigger than him. Just, if anything, he should be his fucking muscle, man. Like, it's just, jeez, dude. Like, fucking establish that. Like, Ben is the guy who watches Reed's back. Because, like, even in the first movie, like, we had a single scene that showed, like, one scene that kind of showed the relationship between the two. Like, Reed was the brains of it all, and, like, he would get himself into a kind of situation. There was one scene where he was talking to Victor, and, like, Victor, like, walked up to Reed in a threatening way, and then off camera, we heard Ben go, is there a problem here? The camera cuts to him, and he's standing there, and it's like, oh, this is how it plays out, like, Reed would get himself into a situation that he physically couldn't get out of, and then Ben would save him. Like, that's what happens. But we get no such thing here. Closest we get is Grimm basically being Reed's assistant for years, helping him with this little bitty teleporter, and that's about it. When they do the experiment, Reed calls him and he comes over, lickety split, that's it. That's how we get Ben Grimm into this action. Reed just calls him over. He's like, all right. Even though it's early in the morning, I'll get over there, no problem. Bam, he's there. Like, just, that fucking thing, dude. And also, basically I'm trying to say is get the characters right, yo. Another problem, Victor Von Doom, alright? The Victor Von Doom in this movie, right away, before this movie came out, there were red flags about how they're going to do this character, because they didn't want to call him Victor Von Doom initially. They wanted to call him Victor Domashev, because, get this, they didn't think Von Doom was a legit name. They thought it was kind of goofy. They didn't think they would take him seriously. There's a character in here named Victor Von Doom. I mean, he's some kind of professional dumbass or what, man? Shit. There's so many more ridiculous character names going on here. And your concern is Victor Von Doom? Sheesh, man. Just take it and move on. What is it with Marvel shit-canning people's names and making fun of them and shit? Like, dude, that joke wasn't funny back in 2012. And it ain't funny now. It's like just... Damn, man. Anyway, his character, like in the comics, Victor Von Doom is the leader of Latveria. He's a dangerous man. The guy goes toe-to-toe with the Fantastic Four on the reg. He's master of technology and magic, and he's as smart as Reed. He's a fucking threat. He's the Lex Luthor of the MCU, but better. And he could kick Lex Luthor's ass, man. That's not a big thing. Lex Luthor's just a guy. But, like, you put him in his suit, like his, souped up kryptonite suit, and I'm sure Doom could kick his ass one way or another, man. Yeah. This is a motherfucker who fucking got a hold of the Silver Surfer and basically made him his bitch for a couple weeks, man. Like, just had him all chained up and shit in some dungeon. Like, if you ain't read the comic, I ain't gonna spoil it for you. But Dr. Doom made the Silver Surfer his bitch, sapped his powers, and then flew off to cause all kinds of chaos. It's called Doomsday. Yeah, that's the level of badassery we talking about. Listen to me, this guy is dangerous. But in the movie, this guy is a guy, man. He's just a guy, man. He's kind of, I don't know, he's just a guy that's kind of a dick. But, that's all I can say. That's his character in a nutshell. He's kind of a dick. It's... Moving on. Let me just boil down the Fantastic Four in this movie before I really get into how I would fix it. Victor Von Doom, he's kind of a dick. Reed Richards, he's kind of smart, but mean, he's not smarter than everyone else, but he's kind of smart. Johnny Storm, he's kind of cocky, and Sue Storm, he's kind of quirky. Ben Grimm, he's kind of there, you know. He helps out a bit. I mean, he forgot to bring the little toy plane to me, but he was supposed to bring everything. Hey, but to be fair, he brought everything else. You mean Reed couldn't have brought something? Anyway, he's there. Ben Grimm, he's there. He's the X-Pac of the Fantastic Four, you know, in this movie. Like, he's the X-Pac. You know, like how in New Age Outlaw, in DX, we had Triple H, the Game, the King of Kings. You know, he wasn't that bad. You know, he was the Game. And Shawn Michaels, HBK, you know. And you had Road Dogg Jesse James. You know, he had like this, like a shtick where he would like rap on the way down the ring, in a sense. You had Badass Billy Gunn and X-Pac. He's X-Pac. Yeah. He doesn't have a shtick. He's just X-Pac, I guess. You know, he's the X-Pac of the group. No disrespect to X-Pac. He was great, but he didn't have a shtick. He was the same guy for the longest time. You know? This Ben Grimm, he's the fucking X-Pac of the group. Because when he's human, he's basically 1, 2, 3 kid. When it comes Ben Grimm, he's X-Pac. You know? Oh shit, only difference is X-Pac wears pants. So, just shit. And that's one thing X-Pac has of Ben Grimm. That motherfucker knows to at least wear pants. Anyway, moving on. Now we've listed out all the problems. Let us get into how I would love to fix this movie. Okay, now that we've discussed the problems, we can just move on to the solutions. Basically, how I'd love to fix the movie. Start at the fair. Yeah, skip all the stuff before all that. Skip all that stuff. Just start at the fair, you know, have it play out like it play out. You know, dude's made a mini teleporter. He can send stuff back. He can send stuff there. He can bring it back. That's a great way to go into the movie. You know, just begin from there and move on. There, I've just saved you 20 minutes of screen time. Anyway, they say, hey, we'd like to give you a job at the Baxter Institute. We think you really have something there. You know, you might be the missing piece of what we're working on. And don't just have Reed be the guy there. You know, like, have Ben go with him. You know? Have Reed actually stick up for his pal. Don't have him just be like, oh yeah, thank you, I'd love to go. Hey man, as for Ben, well, fuck you, man. I'll see you when I see you. Bye. No, just have him be like, you know, hey, I need my friend to come with me. It's like, are you sure? And I would be like, no, he's my close friend. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to do most of this. So I need him to come with me. You know, we're kind of a package deal. And they're like, all right, he can come with. So Ben is now part of the story, as opposed to just, oh, well, he's a character out there in the world floating around doing whatever until he gets a phone call. They get to the facility, they meet the team that's already there. We don't need to see some... Oh, wait, we do. We need 2 stragglers in Johnny and, you know, and Thing. Actually, no, we don't. We just need Victor Von Doom to be the straggler. Because, like, you know, it was his shit that started this. You know, he should be there consolidating with Reed and them on the bringing side of things. So, like, Reed and Ben go to the facility with just Dr. Storm, and they meet Sue. And, you know, we see Reed being like, oh, hi, I'm Reed, you know, like, she's like, yeah, I know. He said that, you know, he said your name's Reed. I know, I just, he kind of awkward around her, you know, not just immediately meet up and ask, it's like, oh, fuck you, Reed. Like, just, nah, that was whack. Just skip that shit. Just have the cliche awkward meet up and shit, and go from there. Shit. And as for... And, you know, Johnny Storm is there too. He's the engineer that he's been working with his team and whatnot. Reluctantly so. Have him say that his dad dragged him into this, you know. And, you know, with regards to, like, you know, have a scene where, like, him and Ben immediately don't, like, don't hit it off. It's like, you know, just have a scene where him and Ben don't hit it off. You know, plant the seeds that there's something going on. Like these two may not like each other at some point. Like, oh, have Johnny make fun of the fact it's like, ha, you know, we all got here on scholarship or whatever. Like, we got here because of our smarts. You got here because your pal got you in. You know, say something along those lines that rubs Ben the wrong way. And Ben walks up. It's like, hey, you want to start something, man? We could start something right here, right now. Like, shit. This is before they have powers. So, yeah, there is that tension there between the two. And so we move on with the story. We have the four of them. They try to make it work with Reed's, you know, design or whatever, and it doesn't. It's like, damn, what are we missing? Because he was like the other half of the puzzle. Reed was the other half of the equation, but the equation wasn't written by him. It was written by someone else. Like, the guy who cracked it was Victor Von Doom. So, you know, the Storm, fucking Franklin, I want to say his name is Franklin, but I don't know for sure, man. Like, it's just that character, the Storm's dad, you know, the dad who's been helping them all this time, the guy who brought them together, he reasons that, like, damn, you know, I may not like it, but, you know, we need him. You know, Franklin Storm, yes, Franklin Storm reasons that, well, we may not like him, and, you know, he may be hard to work with, but we do need him if we want to finish this. So he goes out to find Victor Von Doom and, you know, have, like, Doom in his place, you know, just, you know, not just sitting there playing Assassin's Creed whilst doing something else, all using this weird-ass pair of goggles. Just, you know, have him, I don't know, have him doing anything but that. Just have him doing something that shows he's smart or whatever. Like, just, he's kind of a recluse. If you want him as a recluse, have him be a recluse. But keep that scene where he's like, your employers, like, let you come out here. And dude says, they're not my employers. Like, I'm working with them, not for them. And have him be the one, be like, have that be the reason why dude walked away. Like, he realized, like, hey, these people aren't working with, like, we're not working with these people. We're working for these people. I don't want to be that guy. Like, I'm not gonna help these motherfuckers. And, you know, he's out for himself. You know, initially he was he was on the whole team bandwagon, and, you know, he maybe had a thing with Sue that didn't work out, and his relationship with the team suffered, and that made him walk away from it all. Like, he didn't want to be anybody's puppet. He wanted to be the guy pulling the strings, and, you know, he didn't want to dance to someone else's tune. That was also one of the reasons why he walked away. Have that be the reason why he's not on the team anymore. So he convinces him, you know, keep that line where he's like, you know, you don't make a move without their say so. Wake up, you're an employee. That, you know, that was good. I'll give that credit. And so Franklin offers the dude, you know, a spot on the team to properly finish what he started. You know, they finally got everything they need. They just need him. And the line was like, well, is Sue gonna be there? Like, is she on board with this? Because, you know, he still has feelings for her. Even though he left, he still has some feelings for her, you know. So he's like, yeah, she's gonna be there. Franklin leaves. Victor takes a moment to think about it, but eventually he decides, all right, I'll do it, you know. But I'm not. It basically like begrudging. It's like, all right, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna be. You know, I'm not gonna be like their fucking test monkey or whatever. What's this? Like, I'm not gonna be their errand boy or their whatever. He's not gonna be their puppet. He's not gonna do everything they say. It's like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it my way. You got that? Like, yeah. It's like, I don't have to answer to anybody. That kind of shit. He's like, sure, but you do have to work as a part of the team. All right. Yeah. So they make the decision so he's back on the team, and he comes in, he sees, like, he doesn't just mesh well with them. You keep that scene where he's looking at Reed's drawings and he's just criticizing, like, elementary, pitiful. It's like, too simplistic. Like, this, have that. It shows, like he thinks himself so high up that it's like, what is this crap? Like, this is something a kid would make up. And, like, you know, like, oh yeah, you did a really good. It's like, you've done real good work here, man. Almost blacked out an entire city, but damn, real good. Yeah. Just that guy, like that one teacher who like come by your desk, see that you're not doing so great, and rather than help you, they'll poke fun at you, and then keep working, and then just keep walking. Like it's kind of like that. He's kind of the de facto. He's not the de facto leader, but he thinks he is. The group has no leader, but he thinks himself that guy. He thinks himself the man in charge, calling the shot. He's the one calling the shots on shit, essentially. Even though it's Franklin, like Von Doom would think that it's him. So as the team builds the machine over the course of several months, show them in their elements doing what they do, Show, like, Reed writing a big ass equation on the board to, like, calculate this and whatever. Have Victor come walking next to him, wipe like a huge section off, write something, not a huge, he would wipe out like a huge section, write something really small, put the marker down, and he's like, this fucking guy walks away, and Reed is standing there like, what? Like, he's right, but he's like, what he wrote is right. What Victor wrote was correcting dude's equation, but he's kind of a dick about it. Like show that Reed is smart. Victor is also smart, but he's a dick about it. And then show Ben Grimm, the muscle and shit, carrying shit around and helping Johnny with the engineering side of things. Show Sue doing the tech stuff, with the laptops and doing fucking analysis and whatever. And just, show the people in their element doing what they do before they got their powers. Show why are you here, Show Ben doing something strong. Okay, you really want to be funny? Let's add some humor let's add some humor into this, okay? Some little funny. Can't be serious all the time. Have like Johnny like trying to torch something, and then just like welding whatever, and then this like a flame shoots up. It's like whoa, like I almost set myself on fire over there. Like damn. And have like Ben lifting something really fucking big. Or whatever, like have Sue trying to get the dude, I don't know, maybe have Victor and, Reed start to develop some tension between them, and they have like a bit of a stare down, and like Sue's trying to get their attention. She's like, I swear, it's like I'm invisible or something. Just some pretty on the nose moments. I don't know, it's better than nothing. Shit, that original movie had nothing to it. There was no joy to be found in that. That fucker was no fun. Oh, yeah. Alright, now this is before the big thing. So they've made the machine. Alright, they've made the machine. They've got it all up and running. They've sent the monkey. They've brought it back. And now, this is where the movie kind of goes wrong. In the original, it was like they went there on a drunken whim and whatever, and they came back with powers. No. That's fucked up, okay? They do not do this shit on a drunken whim. They built this machine just to have them go there as part of the thing. The plan was always going to be they went there and they were going to go there themselves. That was the plan. Not let's call people from NASA. Like, motherfucker, you're a private organization. You seriously tell me you don't got people you would send there? So yeah, and that's the thing, bruh. So the experiment happens, right? The experiment happens. They ship off to this planet, keep all that stuff the same. They go off to this planet, and it's not Planet Zero. Okay, they calling it Planet Zero, but really where they went off to is the negative zone. Yeah. Okay, the planet they go to is Planet Zero, but it exists in a realm that they are calling the negative zone. It's completely alien to us. We have no idea what to expect there. We know the test we've done. The machine, we sent the machine came back. We sent the monkey in the machine. The monkey came back, physically unharmed. We don't know what we saw, but we know that it's stable, whatever. So they go there. They go to the negative zone, and in the cartoon series, the negative zone, when they would go there, their powers would become like supercharged. So it's that reason, like when they go there in the normal human state, like their physiologies become altered just by being in that space. So they investigate a bit. The four of them. Wait. Yeah. It's Reed, it's Johnny, it's Ben, and it's Victor. The four of them go there. Yeah, just the four of them go there on their little thing in not a weird transporter, but a ship, basically. Yeah, basically a ship that can be teleported from one side of the world to the other through this field, and they're using it to like travel through there. So it's basically the closest thing we get to like the Fantastic car. It's this ship that Reed drop in this spare time because in the movie there's talk of the Fantastic car, but and there was supposed to be the Fantastic car in the movie with this deleted scene, but they chose to scrap it. So yeah, we have the Fantastic car in a way in this movie. So they take this vehicle, the ship, and they take it to this planet. Once they're there, the mission is like, we're gonna get out, collect some samples, maybe plant a flag, take a few pictures, and then we're gonna bail. That's the plan. But then Victor's like, no, let's check this place out even further, man. Let's really go check this place out. They come across this ooze, just like they did in the movie. They come across this ooze, and Victor puts his hand in it as he does, and it's like this the power. It feels good. Like some little hint that something's not quite right with Victor. And he's just like, instead of a random earthquake and green sploosh chasing them, just no, none of that. Just have like they're in the pool, not in the pool, like they're by the pool. Like Victor's checking the water, and suddenly this head emerges out of there, and the body, arms and legs, and it turns around to see them. It's not just any old thing. It's Annihilus, big old ugly ass Annihilus in the thing in the fucking water, like chasing it. No. It's not Annihilus. Scratch that. It's a mysterious figure. This mysterious shape exits the water far off in the distance, and they see it. It's like, holy shit, we gotta get out of here. Run! And, have that scene where they're trying to, like, scamper up the rocks, and, the fucking whatever it is, can't have, the whatever this thing is, catch up to them and pull, like, Victor Von Doom away from the group. And it's like, help me, please, like, don't leave me, don't leave me behind. But, like, they gotta, because, like, have Reed say, like, we gotta go back, we gotta save Victor. And Johnny reads to him that, we can't, it's too late, he's dead, man, he's gone. They get back to the machine, their ship, they try to get away. It's like, it won't go, man, it won't go. Like, contact like Sue and them back home. Just basically plays out how it does. A section the ship catches fire, and it burns some of Johnny's suit while they're trying to travel back. And with Ben Grimm, instead of just random ass rocks flying at him from nowhere, have dude fling them. Have, Annihilus just dig up a chunk of this stuff of like the earth around them that's been irradiated with this stuff and like fling it in their general direction. And it hits, Ben with Reed, and it almost causes him to fall out of the ship. Reed reaches over and grabs him, like just as they're being transported back. So it sends over this huge blast, like sweeps its way through the place, and the first person hit by it is Sue Storm. She not only gets the blast from, the ship punching through, but she gets blasted by like the leftover energy because she happened to be nearby. She was by this console near where the ship came through, trying to bring them back, because for whatever reason, the ship took some damage and couldn't get back on its own. So she got blasted, and that's how she gets her powers. It, like, goes through her, similar to how in the movie we see her, like, shift in and out of visibility because of this. There's fire and destruction and chaos is going on. People are running all over the place, like, and alarms going off, and there's all this warning. See, the one really, really good scene that was in Fant4stic is that scene when Reed first wakes up and he sees all the wreckage. He just looks around. He sees like Johnny's on fire in the corner. looks to his like right, and he hears Ben's voice off in the distance, like Reed, help, help. Thing is, and then he like, I would keep that scene as is. We see that slow crawl out of the dude tries to crawl out of the ship over like broken glass and destroyed material, like looking for his friend. And as he tries to sit up, like his face just starts to sag. This is like the scene in the original, like the Fantastic Four movie from the 2000s, when dude steps out of the machine, his face just starts sagging. Like that's what happens here. Like his face starts to sag, and his body just goes limp. And it's like he's struggling to just lift himself up and like pull himself back together. And he's just looking around like, oh, Ben, where are you? Where are you? It's Reed. We see Ben covered, basically encased in rocks, man. Like not encased, but just like we see this like rocky hand raise up out of the ground. It's like, help me. And the dude blacks out, you know, and wakes up in the facility. Like he's all stressed out, being held together by like these placement things. You know, just honestly, we scrap the 1 year time jump where dude is a fugitive, okay? We just scrap that. Let's have them working with the damn government more than anything, because they ain't fugitives. The FF aren't fugitives. Yeah, they're superheroes and they're beloved. They work with the police. They work with the government on some things. They're not working independently of the government. That's only on like the small scale stuff. When it's big scale stuff, then it's like, oh damn. I'd have the FF being kept in this facility, not as experiments, but like actively for their own safety. Not every government organization has to be fucking shady. It just sometimes it's just like, hey, we had an experiment, things went wrong, this is what happened. We need to keep these people here. Keep the scene where like dude is like, where are my children? Like I want to know where my kids are. Like what have you done with them? And he sees one by one what's happened. He sees Reed all stretched to shit, just barely able to hold himself together. We see, you know, Sue Storm shifting in and out of transparency, you know, like we can see her sometimes she can't. And you know, when she has when she can't control her force fields, so she's just like sending out these waves. Same thing with Johnny, like he's on fire, like, you know, continuously on fire, and he can't control it. So the rest of the movie from this point, I mean, we see Ben later. He's not encased in this big rocky cocoon or nothing. You know, we see him, we just cut to a shot of him coming out of the shadows already rockied up. We don't need to see him encased in no cocoon. We don't even need to see him transform. We didn't see him transform the first time. He was just there, you know? So, yeah. So, over the course of a year, we don't just cut to 1 year later. We have this montage of them getting used to their powers, Reed learning to, like, stretch himself back to his normal state, reach out, go back, you know, flatten himself out so he can glide on the air currents, much like he does in the comics. We see Stu learning to control her force field, turning invisible, and as the group are all kept together in this facility, they grow closer together and they bond. Every now and again, there's some shenanigans, kind of like in the original movie, you know, like we'll have a scene where like the thing will just be walking around and then like this fireball hits him randomly and it's like, where are you? It's like, where are you? Like, Johnny, where the hell are you? I know you're here. It's like, I'm like, when I find you, like, it's gonna be hell to pay. And around the corner, Johnny just like, dumbass. You know, just, you know, this little shit. You know, I'm not making light of horrific situations because waking up and kind of would be a horrific thing, but I'm just saying, like, let's add some humor to this otherwise dead serious film. And, you know, meantime, the government has decided to make use of some of these guys' abilities. Not that they've got a lid on them. You know, they have Ben Grimm going out on these missions, fighting insurgents and tanks and everything. Keep all that. That was a good idea. If you had this being in your possession, you would loan him out to the army every now and again to fight in your battles. Same thing with Johnny. We see him training, utilizing his powers against the AI drones, beating them in races, blowing them up out of the sky. We see that he's fast, like his aim is getting pretty good, shit like that. We could have those scenes there. Have them use Sue Storm's like invisibility, but like stealth, have her sneaking in and out of places, lifting shit, show how powerful her blasts are, like in that scene where she moved the containers. That's good, show the heroes' powers progressing and them getting closer together and, just not working as a team. Don't show them working as a team, but show them, coming together as a team. Not coming together as a team, just like, actually, no. Let's try and keep them apart here. Have them want to see each other. They really want to, like, see each other and, like, connect and shit, but they don't. So a year passes, they've gotten used to their powers, and the government is like, I think it's time to revisit the project they worked on. We've managed to fix everything, and we need you guys here to, like, give it the final look around, make sure everything is as it was. They do. The like Reed and them warn them, like, hey, don't go there, man. Don't go to that fucking place. That place is dangerous. This is a bad fucking idea. But the government goes anyway. When they get there, they find Doom. Like, he's all beat to shit. And he's like, his suit has, as it did in the film, because, can't change everything. The suit, as it did in the film, as exposed to the goo, has sort of almost welded onto him, He's got like this metal mask looking face. No, he doesn't. He still has his mask. He just used a piece of his suit to like make clothing and fabric and shit. He's still wearing the mask that he had on. It hasn't welded onto his face. He's just wearing it. But living on this planet has altered him in a serious way. So they bring him back. They hook him up to machines and they're like, trying to nurse him back to health. So Reed comes in to like interrogate him, like, what happened, man? How are you still alive? And it's like, I almost wasn't, like, because of you. Like you're surprised to see me. You left me for dead, eh? Like, he's pissed. Because reasonably, you'd be fucking pissed, man, if you thought your friends abandoned you on some desert planet in the middle of nowhere. The guy would just be like for almost a year, I waited, thinking you'd come back. But you didn't. You left me there to rot. Just, have him say something like, it's like, you may have grown more powerful because of what's happened there. And, you may have all this or whatever, but you won't be able to stop what's coming. Reed asks him, what's coming? Instead of saying doom, he says, like, your annihilation. So that he's still angry at Reed and the team, and then said, this place and this planet are going to get what's coming to it. Basically say, he's basically the Silver Surfer. He's not the destroyer. He's the herald for the destroyer. He's here to warn them that, hey, a real bad motherfucker is going to come and he's going to fuck up your shit. Deal with that motherfucker. He doesn't say all that, but like he in a nutshell says that. After that interview, the Reed meets up with the other team members and they have this meeting with like Franklin Richards and not Franklin Richards, Franklin Storm. I keep confusing him with like Reed and Sue's son, Franklin Storm, and they have this meeting about like, what do we do with him now? And it's like we're gonna keep him here. Like no, they're not. They're like, we're gonna transfer him to a different facility where we're gonna keep an eye on him. And like what? Like transfer him to a different facility? Like, oh, you mean like you did with us? Like you're gonna lock him away too? There's almost this bit of infighting, like the scene in Avengers where everyone has like the different things to say and they start arguing amongst each other because they're being influenced by the scepter. Only in this instance, they're not being influenced by the scepter. This is just a clash of like egos colliding. Johnny speaks up like, "Oh, you're gonna lock him away like you locked us away too." But like Ben Grimm is like, "Easy, like, oh what, Rocky, you gonna like landslide on me, please?" Like, just it's a personality egos just clashing together. They have this big argument like they did in the Avengers, whatever. In the meantime, Doom is able to free himself, just like he did in the original, and he goes on this killing spree. He's killing people left and right. I keep that scene exactly the same, except for one thing. He's not killing people so that he can get back to the world. He's killing people so that he can get to the machine. And once he's there, holy smokes, he like overloads it so that the portal is open and stays open, so that, fucking Nihilus and them, the Nihilus can come on through with his fucking plan to siphon the earth for energy and essentially refurbish his planet, regenerate his planet. Yeah. The plan is that he's going to activate the sky beam on his end to suck all the life out of the earth and use it to replenish his realm in the negative zone. That's his plan, not some random sky beam that's doing unexplained damage for unexplained reasons. In that chaos, Doom escapes the facility because he doesn't want to, die with these motherfuckers. This is just gonna kill everyone here, and that's that. Like, you're all fucked. Deal with it. So he bails. Doesn't say that, but he bails. It doesn't matter to him if he lives or dies, because he's living solely for revenge now. He wants to get revenge on the Fantastic Four. He wants to get revenge on the people who sent him there, everybody who's responsible for him and everything he went through on that planet. He's gonna get revenge on them, and this is one of the ways how. So he bails. After that, the team head through the portal to the negative zone. Once they're there, they try to fight a Nihilus, big, ugly motherfucker looking like a bug. And they go at him initially, one-on-one. Johnny tries to do the first strike, but Nihilus is able to combat him because in the negative zone, their powers are souped up to the point that they can't control. Like, Johnny's flame is constantly burning, and it's burning bright. He can't control how hot he burns, or their powers are souped up to the point they can't use them properly initially. Reed is struggling to hold together his form because he's really fucking stretchy now. It's I don't know, not quite, I can't really explain it, but it's he's even more rubbery. It's like gum. He went from an eraser to a piece of gum, yeah. It's essentially moving like chewed gum now. And Ben is not only just rocky, he's in the show, on the cartoon, he was smooth rock, but then when he got to the planet, he was all jagged and rough and sharp and edgy. He becomes that, dude. He basically becomes this mass, gargoyle looking thing. This makes them more powerful. And Sue is constantly invisible, Yeah, she's constantly invisible now. And their powers are raised up, but they can't fully control them because it's more power than they know how to deal with individually. They each take a turn trying to attack this dude, and he's able to stop them at every turn. So it isn't until that they work together. Reed will rally it isn't until Reed comes together and he rallies them. Look, guys, individually, this isn't working out. We've tried beating, he's stronger than any one of us. I can't get him because it's Sue is I can't Reed. Sorry. Sorry about that. That was seriously messed up. I'm tripping over my words here. Fucking Grimm can't get him because whenever he goes running after him, the guy takes off into the sky and he attacks him from above. And when he flies up there, Johnny can't get him because the dude, I don't know, he's too fast, he's too agile or whatever. So he can attack us from the air and in the sky. So we need to find a way to get at him from both ways. So they come up with a plan. After rallying together, they come up with a plan. to stop him before his little sky beam saps all life from Earth and kills any more people. We actually see the sky beam doing damage to New York. It's like, it's rather than just pulling random junk out of the sky, it's like we see trees rotting, we see like the very air becomes more toxic and people start falling and collapsing in the street. We see animals dying, just structures rusting, degrading. The planet is it's killing the planet. That's what this sky beam is doing. It's not just randomly lifting junk and some cars into the sky. That's dull. Plus, we give a shit since we can see the destruction is affecting people. We actually see what it's doing. There's a point to all this. So the team rallied together. They finally learned to work as a team. And they accomplish their goals, Johnny takes off. We have Ben charging for a nihilist, but then when he tries to take off, Johnny chases him from the sky. And they team up to take him out. I don't know, I can't really explain how, because it's gonna sound nonsensical, but they essentially learn to come together and they team up to take him down using their their overly powered selves. And they kill dude like they kill Doom. They send him through the shield. It's like, oh, he's the one keeping this thing open. It's his power on this end. So if we take him out, it should take out whatever thing he's doing. They take him out by sending him through the thing. Because, from Earth to this planet, the thing was drawing power and, rejuvenating the negative zone. But from the negative zone, if he was to go through from the negative zone that side, then it would just convert him to raw energy and send him back that way. Once that happens, then the reverse starts happening. Eventually, the flow of energy is reversed and that energy ends up getting sent back to Earth. Things start getting better. All the destruction that was caused, all the people who died stay dead, all the buildings destroyed stay destroyed. The, big hole in the ground stays a big hole in the ground. But the trees start getting rejuvenated, the air becomes clearer, the water is not toxic anymore, whatever, and life continues as normal. So once they get back, the team decides to work with the government to, it basically ends like it did back then. They don't threaten the government, they decide we're gonna work with you now instead of against you or whatever. And they have their own, it's we're gonna need our own place. So they get the Baxter building, Plus, we already have the Fantastic car. It's the ship that they used to get there. They have their uniforms, their comic accurate uniforms, not that black shit that they had in the fucking movie, whatever that crap was. They have their comic accurate uniforms. Ben Grimm has pants. Yes, Ben Grimm has pants. And, they have everything to set up. And we do not end on the scene of, hey guys, I know what we should call ourselves. Ready? The end of movie. No, don't have that. That's fucking bullshit, man. Why would you do that? Why would you have the character say that, man? Did you just see Avengers and decide, hey, I know how we can end our movie? Fuck off. And as for the end credits scene, because all movies gotta have one at this point, all comic book movies have to have end credit scenes, we cut back to Doom in Latveria, sitting in some castle his family used to own, watching on the news about how this Fantastic Four group of heroes, how these four fantastic heroes managed to save the day and, rescue the Earth from destruction. That is have the reporter be like, that's right, Chuck, these Fantastic Four group of heroes, the Fantastic Four of saving the thing. That's what we're going to call them from now on, the Fantastic Four. Or whatever, have him watching and, vowing to swear vengeance on them. Just shit, have him watching the thing and promising to get revenge on all of them, ending with the line of, your doomsday is coming, or some shit like that, that's how I would have loved to fix Fantastic Four. I know that's supposed to go. Shut up. That was the movie I'd have loved to fix Fant4stic. That's how I'd have fixed Fant4stic, That's how I'd have done it. Knowing how Josh Trank does movies, he still would have found some way of fucking all that up. But hey, you know, that's just how the dime goes. Yeah, if you liked it, feel free to drop a like. If you have your own way of doing it, show it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And so, yeah, that's it.